If there's a way to make money, if there's a way to make profit, and you're making a killing, just wait 30 days and there'll be a line of people behind you trying to steal your lunch money, doing the same thing, trying to imitate your product, trying to imitate your service. Yeah, they may not be as good, but they're going to chip away at your market share. The only way to prevent that is to operate in a way that is unreasonable for them to operate. This is an important monologue because it is about separating yourself from the crowd, separating your business from the crowd. Are you doing more than is expected? And what do I mean by that? Are you showing unreasonable hospitality? That's a great book, by the way. There's a book out right now called Unreasonable Hospitality about the restaurant industry and the number one restaurant in the world called 11 Madison Park. But I share that term with you, unreasonable, because so much right now is table stakes, meaning the customers expect it. Your prospects and customers just expect good service, a fair price, a high quality product, and a decent experience. Being unreasonable in what you expect of your team, of yourself, and of your business, and the way that service or product is delivered is how you separate from the crowd. This is America. If there's a way to make money, if there's a way to make profit, and you're making a killing, just wait 30 days and there'll be a line of people behind you trying to steal your lunch money, doing the same thing, trying to imitate your product, trying to imitate your service. Yeah, they may not be as good, but they're going to chip away at your market share. The only way to prevent that is to operate in a way that is unreasonable for them to operate, and they'll be pushed out of the market. And so that all starts with having a very clear mission and vision for your team. If I were to go around to your team and tap anybody on the shoulder and say, what is the mission here? How would they answer? And most importantly, would they answer the same way? Would every employee, everyone on your team answer that question the same way? Because if not, you don't have a clear mission. You don't have a clear vision. And it's hard for the team to rally and come together and offer unreasonable service, unreasonable dedication to excellence if they don't know what the mission is and what you're truly driving toward. And so that's step one. Make sure that your vision and your mission is crystal clear and it is ingrained in your culture, and they understand what you're shooting for, what you're going for, and what you want to become. Then you have to start doing things that a customer will never expect. Things that customers aren't accustomed to receiving in today's world, today's day and age. Something as simple as a handwritten card, your logo on a little thank you card, a custom-made thank you card, which is, I think, $300 for 100 of them or something on Vistaprint. They're available anywhere, Amazon, anywhere. But these handwritten cards, these little thank you cards with your logo, with an actual person, a human being, putting pen to paper and writing a thank you note for doing business with your company, or a review that they left that was very positive, or a referral that they made. And that with a stamp on it in the mail, so that hard piece of mail, actually that real piece of mail, not an email, not a text, not a phone call, but that piece of mail arrives at their residence. And when they go to check the mail, they've got bill, advertisement. And what's this? A handwritten card from my new favorite business who took the time to write me a handwritten card. That's unreasonable in today's day and age because people won't take the time. They're too lazy to actually order the cards, buy the stamps, write the notes, put it in an envelope, and mail it. It's just not common today. So do what is not common. Become uncommon. Become uncommon in this very mediocre existence. From a service perspective, I'm talking about this mediocre existence of everyone doing just kind of what's expected. Well, if it's expected, then it's not special. Are we making phone calls? Is your business calling a customer after they've just bought your product or just joined your membership or has used your service, and we have a follow-up call the next day? How is everything working out? Did you get the product unboxed? Are you using it? Did you enjoy the service? How is the service treating you right now? How is the membership going? Do you call back in 30 days to do another check? They're not accustomed to this. People are used to only getting a call from a business when, especially a membership business, when, hey, your credit card expired. Do you have a new credit card? That's the call they're used to getting. So if you make a call that is not expected and you simply ask how they are doing, how you can help serve them, you don't ask for anything. You're not asking for more referrals. You're not asking for more business. You're just calling to appreciate them and show that you see them. You see them and you hear them and you appreciate them and you're grateful for them. That will pay you back tenfold, 10x a return you'll get on that time that you spent to do that. So handwritten cards, a very simple follow-up sequence on the phone. And again, we don't want to ask for something. We want to give, because giving without an expectation of something in return is unreasonable. And we want to be unreasonable, right? Are we featuring our key customers on social media? Are we pointing out our member of the month, our client of the month, our special customer of the quarter, whatever it is you decide to do? But I would say two things. One, make sure you do it in a very professional way that someone is so proud of what you've said about them and how you've featured them that they share it on their social media and they're proud of it too, because then you're going to have a raving fan for life. And the second thing is make sure that whatever you start, you continue and you never stop. So if it's member of the month, do it every single month. If it's client of the quarter, do it every single quarter and never stop. Because two things happen when you stop. Clients that are maybe hoping to get recognized or hoping to be the member of the month or customer of the year, whatever it may be, but haven't made it yet, but hope to be that someday and be recognized. When you quit doing it, you let them down. And now you've under-delivered on your brand promise. And number two, your employees see it. Your employees see, this was just flavor of the week, flavor of the month. And the boss is going to be on to something else next month. So let's not put a whole lot into this. But when it becomes institutionalized in your business, when it becomes something that everyone knows you are going to do every single day or every single month, whatever it is, quarter, it becomes part of your culture and it's celebrated and it's rewarded by more business from your whole cadre of customers. And also, why not do this for your employees? Maybe it's an employee of the quarter, an employee of the month, whatever that may be. But those plaques that are always like 7 months behind at the fast food restaurant, don't do that. Again, they started and they stopped. Just make sure whatever you start where you're recognizing an employee continues forever, because the employees notice that, they want it, they work for it, and they pine for that recognition. We all pine for that recognition, but only if it's done on a consistent basis. So just whatever you start, make sure you don't stop. There is evidence and there are examples of unreasonable hospitality, unreasonable customer service, unreasonable product and service fulfillment all over the place. We just have to look for it. But how to really level your business up is not picking one thing and saying, oh, that's really cool. I'm going to send a handwritten card to all my new customers with a really personalized note. That's great. That's one way of doing something that would make you in the category of something that is not normal and not reasonable. But what if you did a handwritten card? You did, a 30-day phone cadence where you called them the first day, the 15th, maybe the 30th, and you told them, hey, I'm just going to check on you one more time on the 30th, so I'm not stalking you, but I just want to make sure everything is going great with your product. Or if you're a plumber, hey, I'm just going to check with you, in about 2 weeks, and then I'll probably check on it again in 2 weeks after that just to make sure everything is still perfect. And it will be, but the customer is going to be blown away. And at that next cocktail party, when somebody says, yeah, we got a problem with our, you got to jiggle the handle there when you go in to use a restroom. I got a great plumber. This guy's actually called me 3 times afterwards to follow up to make sure everything is still working perfectly. This guy was amazing. Well, what's really cool is you're going to get that business. The customer acquisition cost is 0 because it becomes a referral. And 2, you can start to charge higher prices. When you provide unreasonable service, unreasonable hospitality, you're allowed to charge for it and people will pay for it. And so it not only allows you to have lower customer churn, have lower customer acquisition costs, but it also enables you to have a higher profit because you're allowed to charge more for better, faster, more dependable service in a world that has, a pretty common mediocre expectation. So when you exceed that, you're allowed to price that in. And then the last thing I would share with you on this is unreasonable hospitality, unreasonable customer service, unreasonable dedication to excellence is a culture. It's not a plaque on the wall. It's not words on the wall. It's certainly not in a handbook. It's the way you as a leader walk through the halls and talk to your people. It's the way you as a leader talk about your customers. It's the way you as the leader talk about how grateful you are to have this business, to have this team, and to be blessed with these customers. And yes, I know not every customer is a fun customer to deal with. I get it. I know it. I live it. But you have to be a walking example of what unreasonable hospitality looks and feels like, because then your team will start to model that because they will see that it's real. It's a real thing that you're about, and it's a real position that you're taking in the business world. And of course, all of this is directly applicable to your family, to your relationships, to how you operate within the world and how you present as a human being. But in business, it's really fun because it's a challenge to be able to get your entire team aligned around one mission, one goal, and then to have that manifest in unreasonable hospitality and customer service. I challenge you to challenge your team to embrace this culture, this type of approach to running a business, because I know if you do, your business will explode. Good luck. Thank you for tuning in to the ThriveMore podcast. Don't forget to take a look at the show notes for any of the resources that we mentioned during the podcast. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you have access to the latest and the greatest. You can connect with me on any of the socials at Real Roger Martin. And be sure to check out our website, ThriveMoreBrands.com. There you'll find information on the brands we support and information on franchising. Thanks again for tuning in.